Let's start with me, man. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da, habati fillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Continuing on in our reading of Imam Fawzan's Mulaqis Fiqh, his concise summary of the chapter of marriage in Fiqh. And we reached the second section in the first chapter, which is about polygamy. So the Imam, he said, it has been made lawful for the man to marry more than one, provided that he is able to do so, and is certain he would not be unjust in dealing with them. Allah the Exalted states, which means, then marry those that please you of other women, 2 or 3 or 4. But if you fear that you will not be just, then marry only one. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it conditional that if you cannot be just, then you marry only one. So justice is a part of nikah, and it's a condition for having a righteous, good Islamic marriage, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it conditional in this ayah to be just, and that you are able to carry out justice if you marry more than one wife. Now, the kind of justice required from the man is to treat his wives equally as much as possible, putting them all on an equal footing regarding provision, clothing, housing, and even the number of nights spent with them. So Imam Fawzan, he's mentioning some very important points, that this justice comes with nafaqah. It comes with in your spending, in the housing, in the clothing, and in the number of nights that you're able to, as far as time, being just with it as far as time. In addition, permissibility of polygamy is one of the virtues of the Sharia. It is applicable at all times and anywhere, as it involves great benefits for men, women, and society. In explaining more, it is known that the number of women exceeds that of men due to the dangers men are more likely to face, such as wars and traveling. Thus, this results in the less number of men compared to women. Thus, if it is impermissible for a man to marry more than one woman, many women will remain unmarried. So Imam Fawzan is just talking about some of the hikmah, some of the wisdom in real life in relation to the legislative act of being able to be polygamous, and that polygamy has benefits for men, for women, and society in general. And there are numerous that we could elaborate on, but for the sake of time, we'll keep it concise. Moreover, it is known that women are afflicted with menses and confinement. So if it is made possible or prohibited for a man to marry more than one woman, there will be many times at which a man is deprived of enjoyment and procreation. Furthermore, it is known that enjoying one's wife fully and fruitfully begins to decline when she reaches menopause at the age of 50, unlike man, who still has the ability as well as the desire for enjoyment and procreation until he reaches being senile. Therefore, if marriage is restricted to one woman, man will then miss much good in addition to losing the benefits of having progeny and procreation. So Imam Fawzan is also talking about, again, some of the reasons that people choose to take other wives, some of the wisdoms behind it. And it isn't that women no longer have desires. That's definitely not the case. But however, he's mentioning that men, from their nature and their inclination, tend to generally be more inclined to that being a part of their fitrah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them with. He says, since the number of women exceeds that of men in most communities, allowing man to marry only one woman will result in that many women will not find breadwinners to provide for them. Consequently, lacking breadwinners may lead women to immorality and corruption, and their deprivation of the joy and adornment of life. Hence, there are so many virtues resulting from the permissibility of polygamy. So may Allah curse whoever intends to view otherwise and tries to invalidate such beneficial, lawful matter. So Imam Fawzan, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, has a very strong position there. He made dua against those people who try to prohibit polygamy. You know, those ones, for example, in their legislations or in whatever means that they are actually obstacles to the institution in general, that he Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he made dua against them. So that shows a very strong position, and it shows the importance of this legislated institution for those who are able to, for those who maybe have that desire or they're in need of that. And that can be so beneficial in healing many societies and sometimes healing marriages if practiced and implemented with righteousness and justice, as the Imam mentioned. And I think we'll just keep it concise. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.